Welcome to episode 135 of the Chat with Gunner podcast, and we have a special guest in the studio yet again. This man is 5-0 as an amateur, 2-0 as a professional. He's finished damn near everybody, finished everyone as a professional. He fights out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. He's got a fight coming up on August 5th for Jorge Masvidal's promotion. Torrez the Punisher Finney. What up, brother?
What is going on? I like the introduction.
Hey, man. I had to give you a little bit more jazz this time, you know? You're a professional now. Like, I can't be giving you this amateur like it's a Torrez.
Oh, man. Nah, man. Hey, the same Torrez is still here. But I'm excited to be here, though.
Yeah, dude. So you got a fight coming up August 5th. Who we stepping in the cage with?
August 5th, I'm stepping in the cage with a guy by the name of Justin Dorsey. He's from North Carolina. Got a record of 1-2. He's fought two tough guys, and he just got his first professional win in his last fight, so he's coming in on a win streak. So,
okay.
Once it was presented to me, it was I'm not a guy to turn down anybody anyway. So once anything gets presented to me, it's always a yes for me, and it's just up to my management team on what they want to do.
Yeah.
And they presented it to me. It's a step up. A little bit of a step up than any other opponent I've had. So, hey, I take it. But the job going in there will still be the same. I'm going to go in there to dominate. I'm going in there to get the finish. I don't go in there to play fight. I don't even go in there to entertain, to be honest with you. I don't. I go in there to just win. And however I can do that, and I don't want to just win, but I want to win in a dominant fashion. So, like Khabib says, like Hosma says, I want to go in there and smash. And that's what I want to do. I want to go in there and smash you. I don't want the fight to be close. I don't want it to be you even have a chance. Because so far, out of my entire career, I've been blessed and I've never lost a round. So, and a round has never even been in consideration for me to lose.
Yeah.
And I wanted to keep it that way. Consistently dominating every second, every facet of the game. The striking, the wrestling, the jiu-jitsu. I want to control every facet. You fight at my pace. So, I'm excited. I'm ready to go. Big fight, man. This is a big fight for me. It's going to be on the Jorge Masvidal show, Jorge Masvidal's promotion, Icon Fighting Championship. It's going to be live on the UFC Fight Pass. Definitely tune in.
Go.
So it's not going to all you got to do is download the app. You download the app. It's only $9.99, whatever. I mean, just $10. And you'll see it. It'll be Icon FC4. You'll see a Jorge Masvidal promotion. And the main card starts at 9.
Mm-hmm.
The official card starts at 7. So if you want tickets, definitely hit me up. Blah, blah, blah. But the main card starts at 9. And I don't know what fight I'm in. I'm supposed to get that info today. But yes.
They do like UFC, is it early prelims,
yes.
main card?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you're thinking you're probably, hopefully, later towards the prelims or main card?
Well, I am on the main card.
You are on the main card?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome,
so all the fights on the UFC Fight Pass is only going to be the main card.
Awesome.
So all the fights that happens at the show won't be shown, but it's those will be the prelims.
Gotcha.
And then you'll have the main card fight. So,
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So this is your first fight outside of the home promotion?
Yes. So this is my first fight outside of Aries/Valor. So once Valor had diminished, we got into Aries, basically a promotion that not only my coach but also like some of the guys that helped fund our gym created, but the same guys that ran Valor also run Aries.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the promotion I fought for the last 3 fights, and this was something I actually wanted to do.
Yeah.
I wanted to fight outside of the promotion because sometimes you get comfortable,
Mm-hmm.
and this is not really a issue. It's really not. It doesn't matter where I fight at as long as I can get fight, because for one, it's hard for me to find a fight anyway.
Right.
It's been really hard. It's been really hard to find fights. But the thing is, you get comfortable. Let's just say if I don't have my walkout music in time, I can get my walkout music at the event. I know everybody there. Stuff like that. It's just if you don't get your paperwork in time, you get comfortable, and that's not realistic as you grow, especially in these higher promotions. There isn't no oh yeah, I know you, yeah, I'm gonna let you have that. It's more of you got to have this certain things in for deadlines. You got to do this correctly. plus I like that feel of going to a place that I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I like that feel of going to a place, man, you know, staying in a hotel. I don't understand how this, and this will be, you know, the handling different situation that pops up, you know, any obstacle that's come in front of you, how to handle it on the road, you know. Now it makes me better for when I do fight in a even bigger place. Let's say if I ever fight in New York or Abu Dhabi, you know, Las Vegas, I know how to prepare because I've already had that instance before instead of consistently fighting in very similar places I've already fought. So, like, I fought in Macon, which is my hometown, but that was, to me, to be honest, that's only like the really road trip I've had.
When you went to Macon, did you get a hotel room and do the whole thing? Okay.
I did. Yeah, I didn't stay at home. Oh, no.
Okay.
Lord, no.
Yeah.
There's no chance. So if anybody, most guys that fight know, there is no chance, and I mean no chance, that if you fight at home, that you want to be around your family.
Right.
Now, and I know that might sound crazy, but every fighter knows this, because being around your family, especially like when they're still new to the sport, it is really hard for them to like understand certain things. So it's like when I'm getting ready for a fight, I like to be really to myself. I like to be really private. Like let me be alone. You know, I don't like a lot of questions. And man, I tell you, my phone was being blown up when I was in Macon. Yeah, I had so many questions. What time are you gonna fight? There, I'm gonna end this. I probably said it before, and I'm gonna say it again.
Last show you did, but go ahead and tell them again.
I'm gonna tell them again. I'm gonna actually I'm gonna repost this one. Look, there is no such thing as what time do you fight. Okay, please, everyone, do not ask any fighter you know what time do they fight. There is a set fight card. Sometimes they have time, sometimes they don't. You will not ever know exactly what time a person will fight, because you could be the fifth fight and the first four fights in front of you, all first round knockouts. Or they all go to the decision, and I can't sit here, I can't judge when that's going to happen.
That's a 2-hour window.
That's a 2-hour window. So we can go from 30 minutes and I'm fighting in from the start of the show to 2 hours from when I'm starting to fight in the show. It's hard. I will never know that. I will never know what time I'm fighting. The only time I know, what I do know, what I just said, the main card starts at 9. That's the only thing I know. I might be the first fight, so you could see me around 9:10, 9:15. I could be the second fight. I could be the third fight. But I do not know. So please do not ask me what time do I fight. I hate that question.
I can sympathize a little bit with that from wrestling all these years. People would ask me if I do a local show, hey, man, do you know where you're at on the card? And then I got to go, man, it's wrestling, dude. I could be main, I could be first. Yeah. We could change it depending on if somebody's going to be late to the show. Exactly. So if you just want to make sure that you see what I do, get here at 8 o'clock. Preferably 7 when doors open.
Thank you.
Like, enjoy the whole show. Don't just worry about coming to see me so then you can text me afterwards and say, hey, man, good job. I was there, and send me a picture that you took of me to prove that you were there. You don't got to do that.
You ain't got to do that.
Just come enjoy the show, man.
Enjoy the show. Like, I've heard, like, some people tell me, they're like, man, I just want to come there and watch you. Well, look, I understand that, but there's a whole show, and you might get really interested in the sport. You don't even give yourself the chance to go and watch the whole matches or watch all the fights. You want to just go there and just like, man, I just want to see the person. I just want to go there and see Gunner. That's all I want to see. You might see a superstar. Oh, man, that guy looked really good in that early match. Man, I want to follow him. You know, I've had, when I fought in Macon, a lot of guys were like, man, I've never been to a full MMA show. That was one of the funnest things I ever done. Yeah, I see. I always tell people, when you see it in person, even local shows, it's completely different. Oh my goodness, it's so much different than watching it at home. Because like a lot of people just be trying to wait till they watch me. Yeah, and I'm like, y'all, you don't understand. Y'all have to, for one, come to a show in person, live, and you will love to see it. It's completely different. And then two, watch all the other fighters. You know, I mean, yes, I know who you coming to see, what you waiting on, but I mean, there's other fighters out there that are really good as well. That are, especially like on this card, on this Jorge Masvidal. I got some friends on this card that I know of. Amun Cosme, he's in the main event. I know that for sure. The co-main event is Quentin Culpepper. He going against a guy that's fought on the contender series. Quentin is 5-1. The other guy is 6-2. I can't pronounce his name. He's from Hawaii.
Yeah.
So and in the main event, Amun is going against a guy that is 5-0. Amun is 4-0. So basically, the winner of that might get the call in the main event. So
yeah,
this is like a great opportunity to get on this show and like make yourself a name.
Yeah.
To get on the big show, because Jorge Masvidal himself, he had a heavyweight. It's called Hamdi Abdullah. I can't think he's a heavyweight from Egypt. That's a mouthful. It is. It's a long last name, and he won his heavyweight match. He fought twice on Icon.
Yeah.
And Jorge loved the way he fought so much. He went to one Dana White is the guy.
Hunter Campbell?
Not Campbell, the other one. Is it Levy? Not sure. Starts with an L. I cannot think of his name. Levy, something like that. It's with an L. But he went to that guy himself and was like really like spoke highly of him. Said, you got to sign this guy. Guy is now signed full contract to UFC. He's only 5-0.
Did he do contender series?
No contender series. So that's the path that people want.
Yeah.
That's the path everybody wants. People don't really want to. I mean, if you get a contender series shot, that's really good. Obviously, it's still good. But you want that shoe in where I don't have to do contender series. I don't have to do the Ultimate Fighter. My skills from what you've seen so far puts me in automatically with that 3-fight contract. Right. That's what people want. Yeah. So that's what fighters that in MMA, that's what they want. So and that's something I'm looking forward to. To be honest with you, look, if I get a contender series shot, heck yeah, I'll be ready. I love that. Plus you gotta remember, some guys that are in the contender series, depending on how the fight goes, sometimes Dana still signs both of them. Yeah. Depending on how the fight goes, and then two. Some guys that lose in the contender series, they get a chance in another show like the PFL or Bellator. I've seen that multiple times. So it doesn't mean, you're out. But also, winning contender series obviously gets you the contract to the UFC, but you get put on a set contract, completely a little bit different than a 3-fight contract. Sure. So there's the differences between it. But it's something, look, that's the goal for a lot of guys. And I've been blessed with giving this opportunity to be able to fight on this type of card, and I want to make the best of it. Yeah. Every fight for me, anytime I have another fight, that's the biggest fight for me. So the next fight will always be my biggest fight. So, and for right now, and this surely is a really big fight for me. This really is the biggest fight of my career. Yeah. So I got to make the best of it, and I surely will on August 5th. I guarantee you that.
Well, and every fight is going to be the next biggest fight of your career until you get to a point where like you're champ. Or where you really want to be, and then you can kind of pick and play with who you want. Yeah. So talk about I know that you mentioned in the past that you don't take a fight on like 4-week notice.
No.
So when did you learn about this fight, and how long was your camp, and how's that been going?
So the way this one happened, okay, so this one's a little different, and it's I've been in training camp for this fight for 8 weeks. Okay. All right. We knew that I was going to be fighting on Icon. All right. I knew I was going to be fighting on this show. Okay. We did have a previous opponent. He pulled out. It's actually his third time he's pulled out. He said yes, and then when they sent him the contract, he declined. So it is what it is. But they found Justin a few days prior after he pulled out. So I've known about Justin for 4 weeks. Okay. So that's not that. I mean, I've known about him, but it don't take me no more than about 2 weeks to like put together a game plan on what I'm going to do, right. But when I talk about I'll never accept a short notice fight, meaning I'll never accept a short notice fight randomly out of nowhere without a camp. Right. So I'm going to do a fight camp every time for every fight. Whether that's for me, I have to have at least 5 to 6 weeks. I don't necessarily need an 8 week every time, but I do 8 weeks because that's ideal. That's that's what the top levels do, and that's what I wanted. I want to make sure I'm preparing myself to be in the best shape possible. Right. So I do 8 weeks. But if you come in, hey, you got to fight in 5 to 6 weeks. Oh, I'll take that. That's no problem with me. But I would never. I mean, it has to be the right pay. But I would never take a fight 2 weeks notice. Right. No. I don't care. I just, cause that's career. That's very detrimental to your career. You go in there short notice. Yes. Now, if you win, that makes you big. Yeah. But if you go in there and lose, it's a marker on your career. It's a fight you do not have to take. Why not just wait, get a fight that you actually can train for, going in there, because most of the time when you get called in for those short notice fights, you're probably going against a guy very similar like me. You're going against a guy that's been training for a fight camp. Somebody pull out on him. They need somebody to replace, so they call you. Oh, here you go, 2 weeks. You want to take it? We'll pay you more money. Yeah. And the money is what really gets these guys, but that's not what I'm. Obviously, yes, we fight for money, and yes, I would love money. Yes, I'm not denying that. I love money, but my goal isn't to be in this game just to make money. I want to make a legacy. Sure. I want to be the best that I can possibly be. That's why I've gotten into this. I always wanted to be the best that I can possibly be, and this is giving myself that opportunity. So I'm not going to do anything that's going to detriment that. Okay. And short notice fights, in my opinion, are something like that. It's really detrimental. Yeah. So you got this 8-week camp. Have you been 8 weeks to date? Yes. So it's going to be a 10-week total camp. Well, 10 weeks of training. If you actually think about it, technically, yes, because I fought on June 11th, so that was about. Let me get our calendars out real fast.
About a month ago, a little over, about 5 weeks, 6 weeks ago.
So 7 weeks ago. Okay. So at the end of this week, it'd be 7 weeks ago. So I fought 7 weeks ago, and I had a 6-week camp for that one. I wasn't expecting to fight in June. I actually was trying to fight in May, but it got pushed to June. Couldn't find an opponent, so got pushed to June. And I fought June 11th. Right after June 11th, I took about 2 to 3 days off, and I just went right back to training. It was camp again because I knew I would be fighting in Icon. Yeah. So the Icon stuff was already being planned and set up before my June fight. So it was already.
Yeah, we talked about that before you came on the show.
We did. Yeah. Yes, we did. Yeah. So, and that was already being planned in the process. Okay. So that was one of the things. But overall, I mean, I always stay prepared. I always stay ready. Yeah. So if I ever get a call, hey, 5 weeks, 4 weeks, I train every day. So I'm training every day. So when I'm in camp, I train 3 times a day. When I'm outside of camp, I train probably 2 times a day.
Is that a weightlifting session, a mat work, and striking?
There you go. Yes. Okay. So it is weightlifting at 9, jiu-jitsu at noon. Okay. And depending on what I want to do, I might want to do more jiu-jitsu, a little bit wrestling at 7, or I just do straight up striking, Muay Thai striking at 7. Okay. So, and then we have MMA also. So on Tuesday and Thursday we have MMA at 7.
That's where y'all do your rounds. Your sparring, pretty much. Your 10-round Tuesdays or whatever y'all call it.
10-round Tuesdays. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man.
They're brutal. They're brutal.
Now, let's talk about the strength conditioning. You were talking a little bit about your heart rate and how, you and Gannon over at Peak Kinetic, you guys are training and you are doing this one drill, and you can't get your heart rate into the red, yet you're pushing yourself to what you think is the limit, right? So, and for the people out there that don't understand what that means, you want to get into the red. So, in the way Torrez explained it for him, based off his age and weight and everything, it's 170 and above for your heart rate, and he can't get above 169. So that's a compliment to his conditioning. Yeah. But it's almost like a detriment because he can't push himself to a spot to where like adrenaline and your safety factors come in to where like if he was to get hurt in a fight, now his heart rate's going to spike and all that's going to dump, and now he's going to be in the red for the first time. You don't want that to happen in a fight. That's right. Right? So how do you get there in practice? That's what he's trying to do. So kind of talk him through that drill and tell him what you're experiencing through your strength conditioning.
Yeah, I mean, you actually just called it. I mean, that is actually so true. I mean, you basically just put the whole nail in the coffin. But, yes, so we do these tough, like hardcore training conditioning to get me in shape. Now, yes, I know I'm a bigger guy. I have more muscles. But a lot of people get really they get tricked because they think, oh, he's a big guy, he'll gas out. No. That's actually been when I got into MMA and I said I wanted to fight, I knew I would be strong. I knew I would be explosive. Only thing I already knew is that how will my cardio hold up for those latter rounds. And we've already had a test of that when I fought TK, and we went in the full 5 rounds. So, and it showed. I won every round. I was there. Now, yes, look, people going to be like, man, you look tired in that 5th round. Yeah. Who wouldn't look tired in the 5th round?
First time ever being there.
Yeah, it's the first time ever being there, and it's like, you don't even see guys in the UFC in the 5th round. I mean, obviously you might see the lighter weights, but gosh, when you see bigger guys going into the later rounds, it's tough.
You're carrying more muscle than some UFC heavyweights. So that's what some people don't understand.
Yeah,
like
I do.
muscle bound wise, you're heavier BMI wise than some heavyweights and a lot of light heavyweights.
Yeah,
and you're fighting, but you're trying to fight 185.
185.
So I mean, that you're going to have a bunch of muscle oxygen being consumed.
That's true. That's true. And people got to recognize that. So like when I am able to go the distance and like prove that, and then when my first pro fight went to the second round. When I sat on the stool, I was like, actually, I actually was so shocked that the first round was over. That's how good a shape I was in. I was like, man, first round over? Oh man, I actually was a little mad because I was in a really good position and I was trying to finish a Americana, and then I was in mount. He got out of Americana, I was in mount, and the bell rang, and I was like, oh man, that's I'm okay. You know, I was like, this ain't all that bad. You know. Yeah. Now, as I was going midway through the second, but I finished him like towards the end of the second, so I'm sitting here like, I feel if I went to a third, I felt good. Right. I felt good. Like I feel like I can go a full 3-5. You know, and I've done it multiple times in training. Obviously, you got to add the intensity and the adrenaline and the crowd and all that stuff, but I feel really good when it comes to the point of like going the distance. Yeah. So that's one thing that I really don't worry about too much. It is always in the back of my mind. I always worry about like making sure that cardio is right, making sure that I'm always pushing my cardio, and it's one thing to like be able to push it, and like we was talking about, like trying to get it to the red, and it has been. I haven't gotten to the red yet, and we train so hard. I really try. I push to get it to the red, but it's these breathing exercises I work on. So it's about like how you work on breathing. So I've changed up my breathing since I've been fighting. So, you know, everybody goes to like, I mean, yes. I mean, it's common in through your, out through your mouth. But when I'm in training, when I'm doing those exercises, they want me to keep it through one cycle. So I'm going in through my nose and out through my nose. So I'm going. I try to slow my own breathing down. So I'm no longer trying to like gain breath. I'm slowing my breathing down. So it's like, it's a different way. There's a whole other thing on it. A person you need to watch do it, and he does it really well, is Israel Adesanya. You'll see him in his corner and how his abdomen be. It'd be moving when he's breathing, but he's not even using his mouth. And he's like moving his stomach correctly, and they say his drop like 50 beats per minute nearly.
So Hickson Gracie just came out with a book called Breathe. I think he talks a little bit about that strategy. But that's also Wim Hof. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard of him. Yes,
yeah, Wim Hof does the same thing except in cold. So that's how he has adapted his body to do freezing cold temperatures for long periods of time. It's breathing.
See, look at that.
He warms his core up so he doesn't go into like hypothermia. So if you warm your core up, you're good. Yeah. The only thing that could really hurt is your fingertips and all that.
And you know what? It's beautiful because a lot of people don't understand. Dude, there's so much that goes into fighting. It's more than just me throwing a punch at your face. It's so much.
Oh, yeah.
There's so much that goes into
especially in 2022.
Yes.
Compared to 1991.
Oh, yes. Completely different. Yeah. I mean, some of those guys probably had good cardio, but, dude, the level of like, for instance, you look at a guy like Kobe Covington and the pace he keeps in the entire fight, a whole 5 rounds. How somebody gonna beat him with his cardio?
Knock him out.
You know, like, yeah, you gotta knock him out, like,
or hit him in a restaurant.
Yeah. Or hey, you called out.
I won't take too many shots.
You
called
out one. You called out one, and then you look at a guy like Usman. You know, he's all muscled up, and his cardio's amongst the best in the UFC as well. And you're like, man, how these guys, keep that pace?
Yeah, that's a good one for you to kind of model after. Usman. Yeah, wrestling heavy, became a good striker, doesn't really use his wrestling other than defensively and like as a mindset, and always in great shape.
Yeah. That Usman always in great shape. He cuts from like 195, 190. Sometimes they say he's at 200. Yeah. But he cuts, and when he gets down, I mean, he's a monster, man. Yeah. He's chiseled, and he's just.
I think his time's coming.
Yep, I know the guy who's gonna do it too.
I think his time's coming. I think our guy. It's our guy.
It is
our guy. I think in that Gilbert Burns fight, he learned that yes, he has a chin. Yes, he can get hurt and still finish the fight. Yes, he can go against the very best and beat them. But at the same time, let's have a little bit of a game plan. Let's be a
Yes.
little bit, relaxed and patient.
That's
and,
right.
And work a flow and work things we've trained, not just go out there and try to smish. Don't
Yeah.
go in there and wrestle him, take him down, and keep him down. Like Usman, there's no way that Khamzat's not stronger than him.
I said this. Let me tell you something, dude. Gunner, I've been preaching this to so many people because people they looking at Burns fight and it's like, well, look what Usman did to Burns. I said yes. Look what Usman did to Burns.
Look what Burns did to
Look
Usman.
what Burns did to. Thank you. Look what Burns did to Usman. A lot of people don't understand that Burns dropped them twice, technically.
First round, he was out.
He
He was on his way.
He was. And if it wasn't for, that man had a jab on him. If it wasn't for that jab that Usman was landing, oh my goodness, Burns won round 1. Round 2 went to Usman. Round 3, that's when he finished him.
Yep.
But that was a close fight.
Yep.
That was a really close fight to that finish. So when I look at Khamzat, people gotta understand, Khamzat went from going against guys on the local scene to fighting Gerald Mearskart, to fighting
that wasn't even a fight.
Yeah,
He walked across the cage, hit him, and then went out of the cage. Like, that don't even count.
That's
So
true.
he didn't even get to fight a good guy. He just knocked him out.
He did.
He hit a heavy bag.
That's true. That's basically what he did. So that don't even count.
Yeah.
Then he fought Ji Liang,
Yep.
picked him up, took him to the side, did whatever he wanted with him.
Talked to Dana while he was choking him out.
Exactly. That's a black belt too. He was a blue belt at the time. He choked out a black belt with ease.
Yeah.
And then the next fight you have, you've only had 4 UFC fights now. The next fight you have is Gilbert Burns.
Co-main.
Co-main, the number 2 guy in the world.
And you get the biggest pop coming out.
Yes. What do you look?
Could you imagine the adrenaline that hit him?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Think about this. Okay, you've try to put yourself in his shoes. You're 12-0. Everybody's loving you. You already got a fan base before you even make it to the UFC.
Yeah.
You get to the UFC, first fight, 1-shot knockout. Actually, first 3 fights is in Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi.
You win all 3 fights in like a week.
Yep.
And then you go out and then you get a 1-shot knockout in your next one.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, okay. Come out to the next one, dominate some dude. It's like, oh.
That's a rank.
Okay, now you get a co-main spot. Everybody's now a fan. You're getting this UFC embedded. You're getting followed around. Your Twitter followers went up 1 million.
Yeah.
Now you're getting paid for endorsements. Now you're getting all these business ventures. Now you got to do media. All this is happening, and you're in Jacksonville. You go out there. You get the loudest pop. You go out there. You dominate the first round, and then you get clipped. And then you got to figure out a way to survive for 2 more rounds and win.
Dude.
You know he was so tired after that was over.
Oh, yeah, he was tired. But look, he went in there. So I like Khamzat mindset. And you got to remember, like we said, he went in there literally without a game plan.
Yeah.
The coach was literally yelling at him. Like, pissed. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, stop brawling. And Khamzat just wanted to just go in there and smash him.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's going to do it. He won't fight the same way like that.
No.
Plus, that's the number 2 guy, and Khamzat ranked number 11. Khamzat had so many. He needed. Look, I know he's about to fight Nate Diaz next, but he needed a Nate Diaz before he needed a Gilbert Burns.
Yes, he did.
So he had that's probably one of the biggest step up in competitions I could probably think of in history. Probably besides
Brock.
Yeah, besides Brock.
But Brock got beat and then had to come back and get it back.
Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. But he came back. But the thing is, Khamzat accomplished the task. He beat Gilbert, dude. Gilbert Burns is so good. So, like, look, love Jorge. I know I'm fighting for him. But he's getting ready to fight Jorge Masvidal. And whenever that fight happens, ooh, Lordy.
If they stand, I like Masvidal.
I like Masvidal if they're on the feet, too. I really do. I do.
I think Gilbert could get some shots on him and maybe get lucky.
Yeah.
But I think Masvidal will piece him up, and I think he'll get him out.
Yeah.
But if they go to the ground,
yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I could just see Gilbert laying on him the whole fight. Like, he could finish him on top.
I mean, you see what he did to Stephen Wonderboy.
Yeah.
You know, he took Wonderboy down, didn't go for nothing, just stayed on top.
But they've talked on Twitter, and I think they probably know each other. They're probably kind of buddies, you know.
Yeah.
They're probably going to go there and bang. Glorified sparring session.
Yeah. I think Burns is going to try to have another, like, mega fight like that.
But Khamzat, you got him versus Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz, last fight on his contract. They've been trying to get him a fight. He's been complaining the entire time about this fight. And you give him Khamzat. He accepts it, which is I don't know if he accepted it because he wanted to or if they made him accept it.
I think he's crazy.
Do you know the feeling? What's the most you ever benched?
Most I've ever benched is 435.
435. Okay, so that means you probably did working sets upwards of like 380, 390, maybe even 405 for 2 or something like that, right?
Yep.
So if you do 405 for 2, okay, and then you come back down and do 315, how much lighter is 315?
Oh, 315 feel like I can feel like, dude, when I was in college and I was around hitting 435, way above the 400 range, I was able to do 315, 10 reps, 315 for 10.
Yep.
That's the most I ever done, 315. Now, the most I can do probably right now, I've done it so far in like throughout training camp. We start with heavy blocks before we start lighting the weight.
Yeah.
I can do 315 for 5.
Yeah.
And sometimes for 3, depending on the day. Now, sometimes my 5 is like,
Yeah.
You know, I'm not as strong as I used to be.
But that's your
when I was
top
in football.
set, right?
Yeah, that's top set. Yes.
So if you felt 405, just racked it, put it back, then grab 315, you're probably doing 6.
Oh, yes.
You know,
Yeah, that's true.
this is exactly what Hamzat's doing. He just fought Gilbert Burns. That's 405 pounds. Now he's about to fight Nate Diaz, who's 225 pounds in bench press MMA comparison.
That is so true.
And he is about to – he could beat him in 10 seconds if he wants to, I
Yeah,
think.
he could. I'm sitting here thinking, and I was talking with some of my teammates. Let's be honest. What path to victory does Nate Diaz have? I want somebody to explain to me how.
I've got a possible option.
Please do.
Hamzat is running out to the stage. He trips, blows his ACL, decides to still fight. Goes out there, takes a step, knee falls down, and then Nate Diaz does a flying knee and accidentally knocks him out.
Yeah.
That's the only chance this guy's got. If you've got any money, bet on Hamzat by finish.
I 100% agree. Now, I know it's 5 rounds. I know Nate Diaz can take a beating, but I don't see him. I don't look. A lot of people say Nate Diaz has never been finished. I know you got the Josh Thompson fight, where he actually put Nate Diaz down. He wasn't out, but he was down. It was no continual fighting for Nate.
Yeah.
Most of the time, Nate is able to take a beating. Took a beating from Leon Edwards. Hamzat just look. I think Hamzat first is gonna try to knock him out on the feet. If he does, if he can't, second round he's gonna take him down and finish.
That's the difference. He's going to try to finish him on the feet. If he gets him on the ground, he's not going to choke him out. He's going to put him out.
Put him out.
He's going to put him out with elbows. He's going to put him out with something.
And I don't see. I don't understand.
Are they fighting 170?
Yes. I don't understand. I don't. I really don't I don't understand.
First of all, he's a 155er, and Hamzat's a 185er.
Yes.
This doesn't even make a little bit of sense.
Dude,
unless they're just trying to make sure Nate leaves with a loss.
Well, this is my theory. So I'm saying, Usman's fighting Leon in August, at the end of August. So this fight for Hamzat and Nate is in September. So Hamzat is the guy that they want Usman to fight.
Yeah.
That's the mega fight. Everybody knows it's the mega fight. That's what everybody wants to see.
That might be the closest thing numbers-wise to Conor or Masvidal.
I 100% agree.
And it's not Usman.
No, it is Hamzat. I know. That would be the next mega fight. But look, we already got one mega fight. We're going to talk about it in a minute. Oliveira and Makhachev. Oh, I can't wait. But that's the mega fight, and they don't want. I know they said they asked Kobe, and Kobe did not. He don't want to fight that fight. But they don't want Hamzat to take a flop when he's next in line for Usman. This is technically a high risk because if you lose to Nate Diaz, and oh my gosh, you just knocked off their star.
Yeah.
But this is like a little bit of a low risk because even if Nate hurts Hamzat, how is he gonna finish him? He has no power. I don't see. Look, I know Nate Diaz is gonna be like, I'm the underdog. I know how y'all talk about me, but man, I don't see it. I just don't see how he does it. I don't see how he does it. I'm sorry. Leon Edwards was able to take Nate Diaz down and hold him down.
Right.
What do you think this? Oh.
It's gonna be real bad. I'm telling you, whatever the bet is, Hamzat finish, submission or TKO. That's your bet.
Yeah. Y'all listen to Gunner.
I don't know what, put $100 on it. You probably make $100. I don't know what it is, but
listen to Gunner, y'all. It's not even a question.
I guarantee you that bet is going to be like minus 135 and
right now is 1100 right now. Minus 111.
minus
1100.
just for win.
Just to win. Yeah.
I bet a finish is still like minus 200 minus.
Oh, no question.
And that's ridiculous. That's like unheard of. That's ridiculous,
especially for a main event.
Yes.
Come on, who is fighting? Most people must be thinking Amanda Nunes fighting somebody.
And then then you're gonna send him out there and let him do this, and then he's gonna go fight Jake Paul. You know, that's the next.
That's the next thing.
They're gonna try to lower his stock a little bit before he fights Jake. Now, what happens? Imagine this. Imagine Nate Diaz clips him. Hamzat gets tired in the 4th or the 5th.
That's
he
possible.
takes his back, rear naked, just like Connor, gets him out of there, right? Puts him to sleep. Like, he doesn't tap, puts him to sleep. And then he's out of his UFC contract.
He's not coming back.
And then he go fight Jake Paul as the guy that just beat Hamzat, and then Jake Paul knocks him out. Because that's what would happen.
I hate fighting because for this reason.
That is a possibility.
No, that is a possibility, but then that's when the casuals start coming into play, and they'll start saying, Jake Paul could beat it. Oh,
yep.
I'm already hearing it now. So, look, I know Jake Paul is about to fight an actual boxer, but people don't understand the storyline behind this. This guy he's boxing was his teammate.
Yes. Sparred
for a
with him.
whole fight camp.
Yes.
What y'all think is in the contract? Y'all already know in the dude, this man and the way he trash talked him in that press conference, bro, it is already set. It's set up I already know it is. Jake Paul is going to win this fight. He might win by he might win by knockout. It might be a glorious knockout.
Like a TKO.
Yeah, like a TKO.
Doctor stoppage or referee stoppage.
And the man's going to get paid about $2 million, $3 million. Hey, that's a lot of money. You know, to go in there and take an L to Jake Paul, who's already on a hot streak. I mean, you're talking about, I'm taking an L to the man that beat Tyrone Woodley and Ben Askren. Also, people don't really understand and know that those guys aren't good at boxing. They're both wrestlers. But he's going to be the next guy in line. Jake Paul is the moneymaker right here for everybody. So if you want the big money fight, if you want the red panties, go fight Jake Paul. He's the new Connor.
I know. I could do a whole thing on him. So this week I've actually got Chris Mays.
Chris Mays. Oh yeah, you used to play football at UTC. Yeah.
Okay, so he was with me the whole time. His brother is a boxer.
Oh.
Rydell, I believe is his name.
Okay.
I believe. Anyways, so guess where he is right now?
Where?
He's in Puerto Rico in Jake's training camp.
Wow.
So he's only had one loss, and he got that loss back. He's like probably 10-1, 11 boxer. But he's down in Puerto Rico, and he's training with Jake. So he's going to come on the show via Zoom next week and talk about preparation, the training camp.
Man.
And nobody's got that. Nobody's ever had a Jake Paul sparring partner on interview.
Oh, no.
Because most.
Ooh, that's a good show.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's smart.
Yeah.
Right
So I'm trying to lock that in. I talked to him on Sunday. He's trying to work everything out to see what he can say, what he can't say, and all that stuff. But dude, it should be a good one. That one could get picked up by some places probably.
I would like to know what he says.
Yeah, but let's talk about Islam and Charles.
Oh, that's an epic fight. That's epic. Please nobody get hurt. Please nobody pull out. Please nothing else happen.
So what's your prediction?
So, like I said, I'm a smash guy.
Yeah, me too.
And this is a so much of a 50-50 fight. It's hard to pick. And I know Oliveira jiu-jitsu on his back is incredible. He has the most submission finishes in UFC history. He's incredible. But the thing with the style of Khabib and those Dagestani, the guys that come out of that camp, they enjoy the top pressure. And if you're throwing submissions at them, they almost invite it in because they're going to look for opportunities to pass and get to ground and pound situations. So, yes, you might take Oliveira down. Most guys take Oliveira down. They have to be worried. So I'm going to use a good example for this one. Michael Chandler was able to get on top of Oliveira. And Oliveira had him in a rear naked choke position, and Michael Chandler jumped on his back and slammed him. But then Michael Chandler was able to turn out. He was really explosive and get in Oliveira's guard, and Oliveira could not sub him from there. I mean, there was some ground and pound situations for Chandler, it's going to come down to who has the better striking. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to lean Oliveira for the striking. But if Islam gets him down, I feel like he's able to control Oliveira enough to get in really good positions, to not get submitted, and get the ground and pound positions. I feel like Islam beats Oliveira, no question. 3rd round TKO.
So I'm with you.
That's a tough fight, though. That's a really good fight. That's so good.
Here's the way my gambling self breaks this down. You ready for this? This is how I go into it with an athlete mindset here, perspective. So Oliveira,
all right,
Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler, Tony Ferguson. I don't even really want to count Kevin Lee because I don't think he's a championship level fighter.
Even though he fought for the title.
Yeah, I just don't.
Was an interim title.
Yeah, I don't count him. Okay, so there's those guys. All right, so again, Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, Michael Chandler, Tony Ferguson. What do all those guys have in common?
What they all got in common?
And
lost to Oliveira?
Well, yes, and also the same thing with Oliveira. They're all guys from the late 2009s to early 2010s of UFC. They're the last guys. Mm-hmm. They're the fence. They're the gatekeepers to the new era.
That's true.
Who's the new era? Islam.
I
don't even think it's close.
Really?
I don't even think it's close.
Wow.
I don't even think it's close.
You don't think the fight? I ain't gonna lie about that. Now I think the fight's gonna be close.
I don't think it's close.
Oliveira has shown me. Look, I knew he was gonna beat Gaethje, but not like that. Now, what I did know, I said he was gonna get dropped. It was just gonna be a matter of a fact that could Gaethje have that one hitter quitter.
Yeah.
Poirier dropped him, Chandler dropped him, all of them dropped him. But they didn't have that one hitter quitter. Now, Islam ain't got that one hitter quitter. He's shown it.
Yeah.
But he ain't got that one hitter quitter like that.
Yeah.
He's gonna follow up on the ground. So if he does knock down Oliveira, he's gonna follow him up on the ground and look for dominant position. I can see what you're saying, but man, Oliveira's tough, man.
How many times though have we seen this play out where it's like, man, this guy's, there's no way this fight's not good, and then it's just like landslide.
Yeah, we seen the landslide. It reminds me, you know what that reminds me of, a lot like very similar. It's so funny as I say this. The SummerSlam of 2014.
Speaking of
14, Cena Brock.
Yep.
They built it up, one of the biggest main events in SummerSlam history. Now you going into that match, not once did you think
suplex.
Yes. Not once did you think that they would ever allow John Cena to just get manhandled and basically not even stand a chance. Mm-hmm. That was never in question. You would have thought, man, it's gonna be an epic match back and forth. They went in there, Brock suplexed him 17 times, and F5 and boom, match over. The match ends in 4 minutes? Yeah. And everybody's like,
that brought the beast back.
It did.
That was that's been the Brock that we've seen now forever.
Yeah. It was more like, oh my gosh, he just Super Cena supered. Mm-hmm. He just out Super Cena. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was crazy. And you see that sometimes in fighting. You see some certain guys, you be like, man, Aldo Connor. Nobody thought that fight would go. No, not a soul on this planet thought that fight would go like that.
And then Aldo was never the same since.
And he was never the same since.
He's starting to find it a little bit.
He's starting to get back on a little win streak. He is, but he ain't been the same since. And you see that with a lot of guys, man. There's a lot of different matchups. You make a good point, but I do think this fight will be close. This reminds me a lot when they said it's just a perfect matchup. You remember when they made the Gaethje and Chandler?
Yeah.
And we all knew these boys, there's no way. These boys about to throw down. It just a matter of who you thought was going to win.
Right.
I did pick Chandler.
I did too.
But it was more of these guys about to throw down, and this is going to be a fight. And it did not disappoint.
No.
But those are as much as we say that, those are actually very rare. Those are very rare where you have two top-tier stars fight each other, and the fight's not boring.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty rare. It's crazy. But it is. It's most of the time, it's one is just that absolutely better than the other. The only other time, right so far, is Usman and Kobe.
Yeah.
You know, those guys are like, man, this is gonna be a fight.
Like that would be a good fight whenever they have it.
Yeah, whenever they have it, regardless.
Same thing with like Max and Volkanovski. Like even though the last one was kind of a landslide, but there were still moments where it was like it's competitive, kind of.
Oh, he mopped the floor with that.
Now, his aggression made it look a lot worse. I thought. Like he would hit him and just like put his hands down and start yelling at him. I was like, ooh, this is.
And he will hit him. And dude, Holloway has a chin, bro. How do you have fought this many times and never been knocked down?
I don't know. And
you've been hit
and you've been through the gauntlet.
Oh, Connor, Poirier, Volkanovski, Aldo. I mean, Ortega, Cater. Dude, I could just go on all day with his list.
Oliveira.
That's right, Oliveira. Dude, he has a list amongst a list. He's a monster. Holloway's a monster. But he didn't get dropped, but he sure enough took a beating. So,
all right, well, hey man, we got to get you out of here. You got to go train again.
Yes, I do. I do got to go train again. You know, this will be my third training session. So,
well, I haven't done 3, but I've already got 1 in. I got to go do legs tonight.
Oh,
I got to do legs tonight, and my leg is killing me. So that's gonna be. I love squatting with stress problems and shin splints. It's gonna be so much fun, you know. But yeah, day 39, boys. Day 39, 70, 75 hard, and I'm definitely looking a lot better than I did. So, anything else you want to say? Get across. Talk about SummerSlams. Anything?
Hey, we can talk about SummerSlam. Like, yes, I'm going to SummerSlam. I'm pumped. I am excited for that. Been a minute since I've been to a wrestling event. You know, especially since I've been in college.
Yeah.
Been a little bit away from home, but it's been a minute.
We'll have to get together up there at SummerSlam. I know some of the guys are coming too, like Sting and them. Ethan, you coming? Yeah, Ethan's going to be there, so there's going to be a bunch of guys there. Everybody's going to be in different seats, but everybody's going to be there.
Who's Seth Rollins going against? He's going to Riddle?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's Riddle. That's
right. I believe so.
That's going to be a good match.
Should be.
Seth Rollins always have good matches, man.
I'm ready for the Pat McAfee match.
Who's going to get?
Happy Corbin.
Oh, that's right.
They're former teammates.
Yes.
Yeah, so that should be good.
That should be good. Any other key matches on there?
Roman and Brock.
I know Roman. I know
that's gonna be awesome.
Last man standing match. I'm excited for that.
That's gonna be a double screw job, I think.
You think
some sort. I don't know if you start playing the Rock up now because he's got that movie coming out that
Super Paul.
So I don't know if he makes an appearance to plug the movie and maybe give a spoiler to WrestleMania. I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you something.
Let me tell you something.
If that man,
if The Rock,
dude,
shows up,
dude, oh my goodness! Look, you talking about screaming?
I'll be kicked out. I'll be in the ring.
Look, hey, I'll be there with you. Look, if I can't go no more, no problem. Fine, you'll see me later. But look, man, I'm gonna lose it if he does show up. Heck, awesome. I'll be pumped to see Cena.
Yeah, if he's I was hoping because they were kind of alluding to him and Austin Theory.
They were,
and now he's filming Peacemaker.
Yeah,
but they're doing Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley for the. Here's how my brain thinks for the United, and Bobby won it from him. So I think Theory's going to win it back, right? Mm-hmm. And then he's going to do an open challenge because Cena used to do the United States Open Challenge. Open challenge. Cena comes out. He's not going to get hurt. Do his 5 moves of doom. Yeah, boom. Win the belt. And then take the belt and give him and Austin Theory something to do, maybe for Survivor Series or for Rumble. Or Mania.
Yeah.
Or set something up there.
I can see that.
Because they've been setting it up on social media. They're going back and forth on social media. And Cena doesn't go back and forth with people.
With anybody on social media.
Yeah.
Well, question, what about you think about Stone Cold?
About him being there?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it because it's a stadium show.
Yeah.
But I think they would have announced it.
That's true.
That's true. You know, so now maybe it's something leading up to where it's going to be like, and we're going to get an appearance from Stone Cold, but then does that kind of take away from his WrestleMania appearance, and do you bring him back just for WrestleMania? Mm-hmm. I don't know how that works. But then you got Ric Flair's final match is the next day.
Oh.
What, do you not know this?
Who is he going against? I did not know. I did not know that.
How much time you got? You got 5 minutes?
Yeah, I got 5 minutes. Please explain that. Yes, his last match.
So, did you see the video that came out with him and Jay Lethal?
Yes, I saw that.
That came out 3 months ago.
When they were doing the training together.
Doing the training, okay, 3 months ago. Since that videos came out, Ric Flair's came out and said, I've been approved by my doctor. I've got a pacemaker. You know, if it goes out, I just got to plug it back in. There's a chance I could die. There's a chance I could die walking around. I'm old. There's a chance I can die any day. I'm going to wrestle one more match. I'm going to walk that aisle one more time. So it's going to be Ric Flair and his son-in-law, Andrade, versus Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal.
Wow.
So what they did this thing. They're doing the
What promotion?
It's Crockett Promotions. Flair used to do with. So they're doing Crockett Promotions. They were going to do the fairgrounds in Nashville on Sunday. He's on main event it. They didn't even have an opponent announced yet. They just said Ric Flair's last match. No, nothing else announced. Just Ric Flair's last match at the fairgrounds. So that's going to hold about $10,000 or 10,000. Sold out.
Oh, no question.
One day.
Wow.
73 years old. Hasn't wrestled since 2009. He said he was in a terrible spot when he was wrestling then. He was weighing like...
we sure he ain't wrestled since 2009?
I think so.
He's had...
Maybe 11?
He's had some bump because he went to TNA after he got...
That's what I'm talking about, though. So, 07 was him and Sean. 08?
08 was him and Sean.
Okay, so 09-10 was his last year. So that's when Hogan came back to TNA.
Man, it's been that long?
Because Hogan's been back in WWE since 2012. And he's already been kicked out of WWE 3 times since he's been back.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Hogan.
Yeah, he's been racist. He's been homosexual or homophobic. He's been everything.
He can't get right.
And he's still back.
And he's still back. Dude, remember, they'll never let go of Hulk Hogan. He's the man.
He is WrestleMania's 1 through 10, so you're not getting rid of him.
You're not going to ever get rid of Hulk Hogan.
Okay, maybe he's not a good person all the time. He's not a bad person all the time either. Like, it is what it is. Yeah. Like, at this point, he's old.
Did you see that thing when Paul Heyman talked about Chris Benoit?
Oh, about how, like, he's a great wrestler, but he's a piece of shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he's like top 5 greatest talents he believes ever walk in a ring.
But Rick, they're doing this thing. They did like a embedded series type thing for just Rick. The first one was like telling a story, why he's doing it, and he cuts this sick promo. I'm gonna show you before you go. It's just real quick, but it's best Flair promo since like old school Flair, like better than anything he did in WWE. So then the second one came out, and it was like showing the press conference they did. They did a press conference in Nashville. They named the day Flair Day. They renamed the fairgrounds, the Flair grounds, all for this one day
cool.
to bring. It's like a bring back of like the old school AWA, NWA type wrestling of what Flair was about, right? Because he wrestled for the Crockett's dad back in the day.
Yeah.
So they're doing this thing, and then at the end of the press conference, obviously you don't see this when it happened about a week ago, but they showed this video, and it was Jay Lethal being outside at the end of this embedded thing, and he's like, Flair, what's up, man? Why can't I be on the show? Why can't I get on the show? And Flair's like, listen, man, I love you. Thanks for training with me, get me back ready. Love everything you're doing. You're good, but you just opened the show, and we've got too many good people on this card. Like, this is a Ric Flair show. This is not AEW. This is not WWE. He goes, this is Ric Flair's show, and this is a high level show. So he was like saying, working it, and then they kind of get into it, and then Jay Lethal starts beating Flair up outside. Then Jeff Jarrett shows up, and he's getting Jay Lethal off of him. He's like, get off of him. And then Flair is like, I don't need your help, Jarrett, you piece of shit. I never liked your bitch ass anyways.
Oh, I love that.
So then he starts beating up Ric Flair too, and Flair gigs and is bleeding outside in the parking lot.
Oh man, he went through the blood.
Yeah, and they've got Karen Jarrett beating him up, hitting him with her heel and stuff, and they're like pushing Crockett off, and it just shows them at the very end holding a bloodied Ric Flair, talking about, you wanted a last match, you want to know who your opponent is? Well, you got your opponent, and it's Jeff Jarrett and it's Jay Lethal. So then he comes out later on. He goes, okay, you guys want to attack me in a parking lot? You want to do all this stuff? I had to make one phone call. Y'all wanted to get serious? Both you guys are past the hill. I got somebody in his prime, and it's my son-in-law, and it's Andrade. So it's going to be Andrade and Ric Flair versus Jay Lethal and Double J.
Dude. Hey, that's lit. That's lit right there. Dude.
Already sold out in the second arena. They're in an arena now. Oh, Ric Flair, an independent show, is selling out in a normal arena.
That's special. That's actually I have
solidifies.
Done.
No, solidifies at All Out. But look who's on All Out.
I mean, yeah.
Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho, every other top name star that's not in WWE. This is Ric Flair, and that's all they announced.
He's still a big name, man. Everybody knows the woo.
Yeah, and he's training with Cena's trainer down in Tampa.
Ooh.
And he's in the ring with Jay Lethal, and he's taking bumps off the top rope. His bump he takes, like the press slam off the top rope where he goes to the top rope and everybody always grabs him and throws him off.
Yeah.
He's doing that. He goes, listen, I'm going to be better than I was last time I was in the ring, just a little bit slower.
73 years old.
73 years old.
Dude.
And was supposed to be dead 5 years ago.
I know.
Like, was on his deathbed.
Because I remember, like, everybody was, like, really worried that he was going to die. Man.
So fired up. So that's Sunday. So the reason I'm thinking maybe some higher profile names are going to be in town because they're all going to be at that show watching Rick.
Yeah.
Because you look at Stone Cold, who's his favorite wrestler?
Yeah,
Ric Flair.
Mm-hmm.
Who's one of The Rock's favorite wrestlers? Ric Flair.
Yeah.
Who's one of Hogan's favorite wrestlers? Ric Flair. Who, like, that's one of his buddies. Like
a lot of guys. You right.
Could you imagine an independent show with just Hall of Famers showing up to watch their favorite, who is the GOAT, and he's still alive? Man. And if he can just barely go.
16-time world champ.
Ooh, dude, I'm about to show you his promo when we get off here. But hey, guys, thanks for coming on the show. Torrez, tell them where to find you. Tell them about your fight, and let's get out of here.
Yes, definitely. You know, you find me on social media, Punisher Torrez on Instagram or Twitter. That's my social media handle on all my social media. And if you want tickets, get with me. I got tickets. I only got a few paper tickets left. Also, boom, going UFC Fight Pass is gonna be live. UFC Fight Pass, Jorge Masvidal Icon Fighting Championship. Your boy Torrez Finney will be making this appearance. The Punisher will return, and I'm going to be going there, and I'm going to dominate as always. You will see the best of the Punisher in that fight. 100%.
I'd say we'd wish you nothing but the best, but I know what the best is, and I know what the outcome's going to be. So just when you get done with it, come back to the show, and we'll talk about it, bro.
Yes, sir. You will. I'm excited. All
right, man. Hey, guys, subscribe to the show. Leave us some reviews. Go to Apple, Spotify. Hit that 5-star deal, and share this out to everybody. We appreciate you, and we'll catch you next time. All right? Peace. Bye.